Hi, friend. I beg you to watch this entire episode with an open mind and an open heart, because I'm going to talk with you about what's going on in Orlando from an angle that probably you haven't heard from anywhere else, and that I think is critical, and you be the judge if it's as critical as I believe that it is. When this horrific shooting occurred, as you know, President Obama came out and made his statement. He refused to say the word Islam or Islamic terrorism or Muslim terrorism, which in itself created a firestorm. Donald Trump jumped on that. Hillary backed up the president. Then he went on to talk about that this nightclub was a place where gay people could come and share their political views and their hopes and dreams and aspirations. Then he went on to guns, talking about the what kind of country will we be? You know, once again, we have to look at the fact that this person shot all these people, and basically saying we need to have more gun control, severe gun control, take away the Second Amendment. I was so upset when I saw what the president said, because I thought, okay, here we go. He is actually serving Islam. He's serving Islamic militants by taking us off point. It's like, never mind what you see over here. Never mind that Muhammad, the founder of Islam, said to kill homosexuals. No. Look at this shiny thing. Look at this shiny thing over here. Forget what's over here. Look at this shiny thing. Let's talk about whether or not there should be guns. And by focusing as he did, as long as he did, on the fact that this was a gay bar. And now we have the reports that this Muslim was homosexual. His ex-wife said that he had been stalking this place for some time. People there recognized him, said that at times he'd become belligerent when he was drunk. So now this is going to degenerate into a debate about homosexuality and homosexual rights and gay marriage, and it's going to degenerate into whether or not we should have guns. And friend, if you're a regular viewer of this program, you know that I speak with more intensity on these issues than most television shows in the Western world. But at this moment in time, please hear me, that's not the point. That is not the point. Well, Randall, do you believe that that guns should be controlled, that we should take away these weapons? No, I don't. And I guarantee you that if those poor souls inside of that nightclub who were murdered had the protection of firearms around them that President Obama has, that most of them would still be alive. But that is not the point right now. Here's the issue. When you, as the president, or any number of media outlets, I'm not just going to blame Obama. When you put forth the debate on gun control, what are people going to be talking about at their water cooler at work, on their lunch hour? I mean, ask yourself, if you've been talking to people about this, what have you been talking about? Have you been talking about, well, you know, they should have had guns. If they just had guns, they could have protected themselves. Or were you saying, this is why we need more gun control? If you were saying either of those two things, you missed the point. And that's the danger that we're in. That's the danger that Obama did and others are doing by trying to get us to focus over here on gun control. No, the issue is that Islam has a sword to the throat of the human race. This is not about Islamic extremism. This is not about crazy Muslims who have hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam. Please go ahead and put up those two references from yesterday. Look at these two quotes from Muhammad. Read them yourself, all right? This comes from the most revered and respected Islamic literature on the planet. The second one is a quote from Sharia law, all right? You see what it says? Kill the one who sodomizes and the one who lets it be done to him. These are Muhammad's instructions, friend. This is not an aberration from Islam. This is Islam. This is it. And so the order to kill homosexuals from the lips of Muhammad's mouth, All right, there's no Old Testament, New Testament thing going on here, friends. In fact, I'm going to take a break and I'll address that because there's people going, well, the Old Testament said that you should kill homosexuals. Yes, it did. I'll address that when we come back, but don't be distracted. Islam doesn't have a New Testament. Don't be distracted by shiny things when it refers to what's happening right now in Orlando. Well, the Old Testament said to stone homosexuals. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And then the New Testament abrogated that or suspended that practice. Okay? It didn't say that homosexual behavior was no longer a sin, but it said, Paul said, this is what some of you were, and now you're clean, now you're redeemed. All right? It's still a horrible sin. It's still a mortal sin according to ancient Christian Catholic Orthodox theology, okay? It's still a grievous sin, but that's not the point right now. All of us are sinners, and all of us who are non-Muslims are in the same boat as far as Islam is concerned. We are all, put the words up for me, Dar al-Harb, the house of war. Sayyid Qutb, the Islamic theologian who is now dead, he was executed by the Egyptian government, he wrote, as so many Muslims have, that the world is divided into two. Dar al-Harb, house of war, house of infidels, and Dar al-Islam, the house of surrender, the house of Islam, the house of submission. We, who are non-Muslims, are in the house of war, and the house of Islam, Muslims, house of Islam, is commanded by Muhammad, allegedly from Allah, to fight us until we either accept Islam or we pay the tax and we bow the knee in subjection to them. So if you and I are discussing gun control, if we're discussing, well, I wouldn't have been out at 2 in the morning in a gay bar, if we're focusing on any of those things, we've missed the point. And tragically, we have been seduced by Obama and others into wasting a key learning moment. What we should be studying right now is what would Muhammad do? We should be studying the words of Muhammad. We should be looking at that passage. Put it up again, please. If someone just joined us, these two passages are from the most respected canonical sources in Islam. In other words, it is to them what the Bible is to Christianity. It's canonical. This is the real deal. Muhammad said to kill homosexuals, okay? And killing them randomly, murdering them, is a part of how Muhammad allowed his laws to be enforced. It doesn't have to be done by the state. It can be done by individuals. Just like individual Muslims can go and try and kill an apostate or kill infidels. Or Muhammad said, kill any Jew that comes under your power. At one point to his men. Just unleashed random murders. So if we're focusing on debating whether or not we should have more guns or fewer guns, or whether bars like this should exist, or, you know, this guy was a homosexual and I can hear it, what they're going to say if they haven't said it already. I haven't heard this, but I can hear it coming. That Islam's sexual repression and the community that he was in and what he grew up with made him feel so conflicted about his homosexuality that he snapped. And this is the result of him having stereotypical images thrust upon him about homosexuals and him feeling bad about himself because of what others said around him. He really was a victim who snapped. I can hear people saying it. If we're focusing on any of those things, we are missing the point. Whether you want to have no guns in the street or you want everyone carrying a sidearm, Islam has its sights set on you if you're a non-Muslim. Do you understand? Take yourself out of this window of time and put yourself back in the year 700 in North Egypt, or in North Africa, in Egypt. You're a Coptic Christian. You believe everyone should have a sword? Others of your family believe no one should have a sword. When the Muslims roll through and they burn down your church and they rape your wife and they steal your daughter to be a sex slave and they kill your sons or kidnap them to make them janissaries, to make them Muslim soldiers, that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking about, oh my God, what is this? What has happened to us? This Islam thing is a threat to us. It's a horror. Your eye is on the ball at that point. And that's exactly what is not happening here. We've got to look at Islam, not these other issues, as important as they are, because it is Islam that is the ultimate threat to us. I'll be right back. People will be debating, was Omar Mateen a good Muslim? Obviously, the knee-jerk reaction from most of our media and from those in charge of a lot of our government, from the White House down, will be that Omar Mateen was a bad Muslim. So I will put the question to them, and I'll put it to you right now, just sort of as a test. What makes a good Muslim? Define for me in terms of Islam, not in your terms, not in what you wish, not in what you've heard someone else say. You tell me in terms of Islam, by their definition, what is a good Muslim? Do you know? I know. I've spent 10 years, over 10 years of my life studying Muhammad, the first generation of Muslims, his companions, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. I've been studying Khalid bin Walid, the general who was a torturous murderer, who cut off the heads of thousands of men to try and get blood to run in a canal to fulfill an oath he made to Allah. We have to let Islam speak for itself. All right. A good Muslim, by the way, is somebody who strives after the 5 pillars of Islam, one of which is to take a trip to Mecca, if financially feasible and your health permits, to take a trip to Mecca at least once in your lifetime. And oh yes, Omar went to Mecca to pray 5 times a day. You go ahead and do the research for yourself on the 5 pillars of Islam. I guarantee you he was following the 5 pillars, but there's more, friend. Once a man came to Muhammad and said, tell me, instruct me as to a deed which has the same reward as jihad, fighting, war, for the sake of Allah and to spread Islam. So he goes to Muhammad and says, tell me a deed that equals jihad in reward from God. And Muhammad said, I do not find such a deed. That's a good Muslim, friend. If you read The Reliance on the Traveler, if you read Sharia law and you read the words of Muhammad, a good Muslim, it says any able-bodied male who knows that jihad is a responsibility and does not do it is guilty of sin. A good Muslim is someone who desires jihad. And a good Muslim, a really good Muslim, is someone who follows Muhammad's example. Muhammad said, did you know Muhammad said repeatedly, he said, I wish that I could die in jihad as a martyr and then come back and be killed again, and then come back and be killed again. Did you know that Muhammad said that when a martyr, that's a jihadist, like Omar would be considered a martyr in Islamic ideology, by the way. He's a jihadist who was killed while he was killing infidels. That makes him a martyr. Read the words of ISIS right now. I guarantee you they're claiming him and heralding him as a martyr. Muhammad said that the martyr appears before God and his wounds open up. And it says that from the first drop of blood, Muhammad said from the first drop of blood that he shed, his own blood, his sins are forgiven. And then when he stands before God, that the wounds begin to run again, but the smell is the smell of musk. Musk is an aphrodisiac, okay? Musk is a perfume that men would wear, or women for that matter, but men would wear to create sexual stimulation in their female partner. So here's Muhammad. This is how perverse this is. If you die facing your enemy, your blood, as soon as your blood starts to run, you're forgiven. Then when you stand before God, your blood starts to run again, but now it's a sexy smell. And oh, look, there's your 70 virgins that you get. So you've got this musk smell about you so that you can stimulate them. Oh, Randall, this is disgusting. Well, that's your opinion. Whether it's disgusting or whether it's true, in the literal sense, true, is really not the question. The point is, that I'm making right now, it's what Muhammad said. It is Islam. And he was a good Muslim according to what Muhammad said. Maybe not according to what you want, maybe not according to what President Obama wants, certainly not according to what I would want, okay? But according to the dictates of Islam. I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk to you about the sentence of death that hangs over certain people's heads, mine included, okay? And I'm going to ask you to stand with us in prayer and to help us with something really big. The Caliphate Cyber Army. That's what Muslims are calling themselves. The FBI has just said that over 3,000 people in the greater New York area have been targeted by ISIS to try and find out where they live, get personal information about them. In other news, thousands of people recently had their names released by ISIS calling on Muslims to kill them here in America. These are fatwas that have been issued against people. I want you to watch this trailer that I'm about to show you. Watch this and then help me. When we're done, I'm going to ask for your help, but watch this trailer. This is a series we are about to release.
I also want to speak tonight directly to Muslims throughout the world. We respect your faiths. Its teachings are good and peaceful. And those who commit evil in the name of Allah blaspheme the name of Allah.
Islam is a religion of peace. They are not Muslims, they are monsters.
At the same time, we have reaffirmed again and again that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. Islam teaches peace.
No, we are at war. New York, Boston, San Bernardino, Paris, Brussels, Madrid, London, Sydney, all over the world, Muslim terrorists are killing or enslaving their victims. Why? What motivates ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Muslim Brotherhood, and so-called lone wolves? The answer lies in the life of one man, Muhammad, the founder of Islam. Why do Muslim terrorists behead their hostages? Why do they murder people who satirize Muhammad in cartoons? Why do they take women as sexual slaves? Why do they have such deep hatred for the Jewish people? Because Muhammad did. Muslim terrorists have not hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam. They are following the example of its founder. Over 9 episodes, we will study different aspects and events of Muhammad's life, events that form the central motivating narrative for Muslim terrorists. In each episode, we will find out why Muslim terrorists believe their atrocities are ordered by God. You will learn how terrorists read ancient Islamic literature that they believe justifies their violence to non-believers. You will witness Muhammad's hatred of the Jewish people and how that continues to this very day. We will pull back the veil on the long history of sexual slavery and violence against women that has been committed since the dawn of Islam. If we hope to win this war, we must know our enemy, because Muslim terrorists are already fighting to the death, whether we believe in Muhammad or not. Friend, no one in the Western Hemisphere has done what we are doing. No one in Europe has done what we are doing. Original art, hired actor voices to show the events of Muhammad's life and then tie it directly to ISIS and other terrorist groups. I need 2 people to give us $1,000 each to help us buy a piece of gear for the studio here that we need to finish this series, okay? I need $4 grand. 2 people have already given $1,000. I need 2 more to give $1,000 each. If your heart is touched, if you see the value of this series, help us now. If you can give $35, we'll send you the DVD series when it's done. If you can give $100, we'll send you 4 sets. Whether you can give $35 or you can be one of those $1,000 contributors, those benefactors, please help us today. Email us if you want to, and I'll call you if you want to be one of those big donors. God bless you. Pray for us. Help us, please.